Live stream is started. We are live streaming. We have got the feed. Let's see. We're almost there. What's up, Tammy? How are you? I'm just starting up the live stream. I don't have a topic for tonight, so if you've got any ideas, hit me up. I didn't know I was going to have so much going on after work today. All right, there we go. Live feed. We are ready and rip it. So, Tammy, hit me with some ideas. If you're still watching, it says 0, but if you have got some ideas, some things we should talk about, I'm getting a bunch of people requesting to come on with me. Let's get rid of my pinned comment. I don't know how I get rid of that pinned comment permanently. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Finally got rid of that comment entirely. So what is going on, guys? If you are watching, let me know that you're here. Throw a comment in the chat. I know I just created this live event like 30 seconds ago, so I don't know how many people will get on tonight. But thank you guys for being here. Let me know where you're watching from. What's the weather like? How many things of Facebook can I have open at the same time? This is my only setup where I don't have dual monitors. It's not easy. I'm used to having two 27-inch monitors rocking all the time. So I think for some topics for tonight, we'll kind of scroll through the group a little bit and just see what people have been talking about, kind of like the news. What's up, Cindy? Will, what's up, buddy? Jeff, what's going on? I just got done freezing my butt off at my daughter's powder puff game. I thought I was dressed in enough layers to stay warm, but it was quite chilly. I napped the last live awake tonight. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for staying awake. Hopefully, I don't put you to sleep. You are engraving some hat patches. Stock up in the hat bar. That's exciting. Know anyone? Corey, I have an extra 100-watt tube. Did you bust another tube? I feel like you did this last year. But I do actually have an extra 100-watt tube, so hit me up. I don't know if I'd say local for you. It's a little bit of a drive, but if you're pretty hard up, we can definitely arrange something, Corey. It is cold. It is freezing. Fell asleep before it started. Okay, at least I wasn't the one that put you to sleep. I think I'm just gonna do a little screen share. Let's just take a look. Facebook 6. There we go. Let's do this view here. So Tracy had a post here where she posted her little display for the hat clip. I feel like we've got some different variations of this, and people are always asking where to get that file. So Tracy, I don't know. Let's see if we had any comments here. If you told people where they could find that file. So it looks like she got it off Etsy. Ball cap SVG. It comes up every time that somebody shares this this file. People want to know where to get it. So that is on Etsy. Hat file. Ball cap SVG. Nice simple display. I found at craft shows when we first started carrying hat clips that I just put them on the table by wallets, and it was not very effective. Having them on a hat or maybe on a display like this is at least going to get the point across where people can what they can do with the hat clip. I know I had Roy make that video, or ask Roy to make that video, and just to help explain, what is a hat clip, and that was very helpful. What's up, Dexter? Representing right here, buddy. Got my Dexter hat on. What's up, Stephanie? How are you doing? I'm sure your weather is much, much nicer than ours is. What's up, Roy? What's up, Curtis? Curtis, how are you doing? Are you ready for the Michigan meetup next week? I know I'm excited for the meetup. Let's see what else we got. Like current news. Let's see. So Chris, I'm gonna I think help Chris out with this, or connect him with Alan, where he's looking for somebody that can help do photographs on some of the stuff like they were doing at the Michigan Maker Summit with AP Laser. Some of that high resolution photo. What's up, Lasering by Jeff? On granite. They do a lot of granite and glass work. Got like current news right here in Great Lakes Laser Supply. Larry having some tube issues. I think he's got some things in the works. I met a manufacturer at the Next Level Laser Conference, so I reached out to them to potentially help Larry out with his tube issue. But hopefully, we get that taken care of quickly because Tammy said that they are overbooked for shows and sounds like they've got a lot of work to do. So hopefully Larry can get that taken care of, and Tammy and Larry can get back to work. That is no good. The water is just pouring out of there. Alan, yeah, connect with Chris if you could help him out. The guys at the company are really cool people, and I think if you can connect virtually or if we could collaborate in some way, maybe we can get them taken care of. Yeah, Curtis, hit me up, shoot me some messages. We'll meet in person at the Grand River Makerspace. That'll be a good time. Didn't bust it. Power's down and not cutting. Might reach out later. Hit me up, Corey. You're here for a minute at work. Well, we're showing your broken tube here, Larry. Maybe you don't want to see that right now. Let's get off that screen. Thanks for all the interaction there, guys. We got 9 comments on that post. It's nice to have people reaching out and continue to grow our community here when somebody is in need. I have not read through all those comments yet. It's been kind of crazy after work. We got a nice video from Pascal. Looks like, is that one of Alan's videos? I don't know if that's one of Alan's. Man, you cannot beat the 5-watt, the photo quality of 5-watt UV. I've got a 5-watt UV and I have not had a chance to get into it much. What else we got going on, guys? Any questions, comments, concerns, anything you guys want to talk about? Come on, Cletus, let's go. What's up, Michael? How are you? Larry's broken turb cursed me. Oh, man, I still appreciate you jumping in there and helping him. But it sounds like, to me, go Lions. It sounds like to me yours would be more maybe a power supply issue. I know the reason I have an extra tube is because I thought I had a bad tube, but it ended up just being the power supply. So, learning how to properly diagnose, which I'm sure, with your experience, you may or may not have diagnosed already, but it's really important that you have a multimeter so you can check some of that stuff out. And Corey, can you do me a favor? Can you share something that you had suggested? You suggested checking the power coming out of the tube or the power supply. Could you mention that here? Cindy said, I just got my 15-watt UV and I'm so intimidated. Cindy, of all of my lasers, I feel like, but maybe that's just because of my progression and experience with all the different lasers. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I felt like the UV was very easy. I think there's a lot of less variables to take into consideration with the UV. It's not a hot laser, so you don't have to worry about something starting on fire, for example. Let's see, what did I miss? You want a UV so bad? I got one for Next Level Laser Conference because I wanted to be able to demonstrate on my blanks and David's blanks. So the UV was a great solution there. We were able to engrave on hat clips. We were able to engrave on David's wood ornaments. It was a really great combination. When will email arrive for fall pack? If you're talking about the one from, if you're talking about the fall pack from Kendra's Got Wood, those went out already. Those were for Michigan Maker Summit attendees. Were you at the Michigan Maker Summit? If you were, you should have gotten it. If you were there and you didn't get it already, then shoot me a message and I'll make sure that I send that out to you. Is it Wednesday already, David? It is Wednesday already. My daughter was like, Dad, you always go live. You go live every night. I said, nope. It's just Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:45 to 9:15 p.m. Gotta make it quick and easy so we can do this more often and stay in touch with everybody. Curtis said yes and yes. Power line test when you put in a new tube so that you can compare the milliamps of the cuts start acting up. If the cut, I assume he means if the cuts start acting up. Yeah, that's a great pointer, Corey. I definitely need to make note of that. And honestly, maybe it would be a good exercise to do now, even though I don't have a brand new tube. It'd be a good idea just to see where I'm at right now so I can compare it. Do I have a UV FB page? I do not have a UV Facebook page. It's actually sitting here right next to me right now. And I do not have one. I feel like Pascal has a dedicated UV page, which is, definitely a good resource. I cannot think of the name. If anybody knows Pascal's UV page, if you could throw it in the comments, that would be awesome, just so we can share that. But definitely don't be intimidated by it. The only way you're going to learn how to use your equipment is by getting hands-on and figuring it out. I meant to, looks like I don't have it right here. I actually have a new piece of equipment. What UV do, let's see. I don't think Cindy mentioned which UV she has. Yeah, which brand UV do you have, Cindy? Tracy, do you know the name of Pascal's UV group? But as I get more time and my goal is to even have some of that equipment here running to show you guys while we're here live and talk about it with you. But Tracy, how did you feel about intimidation wise with your UV? I don't feel like it was because of the progression with lasers. I just feel like you don't get some of the fiber, you get like sparks and stuff. I feel like with the UV, it's a pretty casual, nothing too violent. What's up, Victor? Happy hump day. Corey says, I've read CO2 tubes have a shelf life of about 9 months if they aren't used. I don't know if that's true, Corey. I have not heard that. Tracy said the name of the Hautian UV is Hautian UV Lasers page, which will be a good resource, no matter what brand you have. I know Pascal sells a lot of 5 watts. At least I've seen quite a few out there from people's comments. Thanks for sharing that, Tracy. I know it seems like CommMarker, I believe, has been advertising a ton for the 5 watts. I know I've gotten a lot of questions if people should pick that up or not. You're in his group. I have a 15 watt. I just need to figure out how the settings work. Let's see what else we got going on, guys. We've got some Michigan maker meetups happening next week. That'll be exciting. We're meeting at the Grand River Makerspace. What's up, Heidi? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Heidi's in Holland, Michigan. Cindy Gamble, where are you located? I am just north of Grand Rapids, Michigan, in Rockford, Michigan here. We are heading into fall hard. We went like straight out of summer into fall. Tracy, I believe what's your wattage? You have the 10 or the 15? Also, Don, who is with Pyburn or Lens Digital, he has the 15 watt from Pascal. Which one do you have, Cindy? Oh, you do have 51 Hautian. Okay. Sorry, I just read that comment. We have been working hard on our new website, so hopefully that will be going live very, very soon. I'm hoping for Friday, but I don't know if that's realistic or not. Tracy said he's got the 15 watt as well. Cool. So you guys will really be able to connect well. So far, in my experience, I really have used 2 settings. It was like wood and metal. I do have some. If you're thinking about using it on a lot of wood, I have some really good test cards with all of David's wood. Um, Jim ran a bunch of settings. Thank you, Heidi. You're the best. Um, we were testing it out on almost every type of wood that David sells at Creative Cut Supplies. And I've got definitely have good settings there if you're thinking about using it on wood a lot. I didn't even think that I do have I have picture after picture after picture of test cards on all of David's wood, the pre-finished wood, and I believe the non-pre-finished as well. You want to add a UV, but are you running out of shop space? We are in the same boat. So our office upstairs, we had our fiber laser, our 38 by 24 gantry CO2 laser. We had our CO2 galvo laser. And now I have this corner set up downstairs here where I kind of a good podcast, a live space. And I have my 5-watt UV right here. And I've got the CO2 galvo right here. And then I've got my 3D printer, and I've got the 50 watt M8 MOPA right here as well. David's wood. You need to get some of his pre-finished. You do need to get some of his pre-finished. It is good stuff. You're not having to, stain or seal wood after the fact. It's so easy to clean up with that pre-finished wood. It's really nice. It's nice. I've talked to a lot of you today already that are here. Desiree, Tracy. I've got Jason that we've been working with on our website, and I want to continue this. Growing our foundation together and being able to cross sell some of our things. So as I get on Shopify, and David pushed me to get on Shopify, I want to help a lot of you get there as well. I want to be able to sell some things like Tracy's metal signs. I've got Maria talking to Jason so that Maria can advertise her shirts. So people in our blueprint, in our space, that want to kind of utilize each other. I want us all to be able to go grow in business together. So if anybody needs website help, hit me up. I can connect you with Jason. He is a wizard in so many different ways, SEO and all these things that I'm not a professional with. As I grow in business, I've learned that I want to try to reach out and connect with people who are professionals in what they do, because I've realized that I cannot do everything. Who's realized that in their business? Who has realized that they cannot do everything themselves? I know that I have, and the more I try to rely on others, I feel like the more successful that I get, because I'm not trying to do everything myself. And I think in the beginning in business, my outlook is trying to save money in some way, trying to do my website, trying to do my photographs, trying to do my marketing, trying to do all of these different things. I really am trying to rely and help other people grow in their businesses, because I feel like then we can all grow in that together. There's something recently that I saw that kind of made me think about this, and it's called 57 hats. In a business, there's 57 hats, and I've realized, I can't wear all 57 hats. If I try to wear all 57 hats, I'm going to be unsuccessful. The more I try to delegate and share some of those things, the better I can do, the better you can do. Matthew, I agree 100%. I really, I don't think I'm in denial about being a control freak. It's not that I feel like I need to be in control, but I think my first instinct is to try to save money. And then it's like, well, I don't think I'm making enough money necessarily to pay somebody to do this. But as soon as you do delegate that thing to someone else who's a professional in that area, then you start making more money, and it helps to justify, doing some of those things. Let's see, squeeze in laundry, dogs, etc., etc. Yeah, Cindy, you're telling me. I've got 4 kids. I wasn't planning on, going to Powder Puff, but as I'm like, Molly's like, oh, don't forget, you've got Emma's Powder Puff game today. Oh, okay. So I had Emma's Powder Puff, and then I came straight home, put the kids to bed. Molly's got uh, Molly's got practice tonight singing at church. So I put the kids to bed and then came down and got ready for the live. So I'm excited, Desiree. I don't know, I know kind of what you do, but are you B2C only or are you B2B with anything? I'd be interested to see if you have something to offer. I only had messaged you about Jason and the website because of your post today, but let me know if there's anything as far as a B2B aspect that we can collaborate on, because that's kind of my goal. And I know if you're not familiar with the Shopify Collective, it allows you to easily collaborate with others in your space to cross list items on your websites. So, for example, Tracy, for example, his metal signs. My goal would be to have a listing for Tracy's metal signs on my website. So if somebody comes to GreatLakesLaserSupply.com and they're just checking it out and they see, oh, I can get a custom metal sign. They place that order for that metal sign. That then goes to Tracy for fulfillment. So Tracy fulfills that order, and it's just a very easy transaction. There's no like emails or any of the stuff that we try to do. You know, that's Maria's a great example. You know, posting the hats and shirts for the Michigan Maker Summit. I created an item on my website for Maria's item, and then I had to try to pay Maria for her to do the shirts and the hats, and it got so confusing. It's still confusing. We don't have it straightened out yet. But the goal is Maria gets on Shopify Collective as well. She can list her t-shirts on my website so that as people are on Great Lakes Laser Supply, they want to get a custom shirt made, they order that, boom, fulfilled by Maria, super easy, but it all goes through my website. It just makes things very, very easy. And that's the kind of collaboration that I want to happen between all of us so we can genuinely grow in business together. So Desiree says she needs to organize her life. Ben, when is it time to step away from the 9 to 5? I don't know, Ben. I don't know. Hopefully soon. The other thing I heard, and I think came from Emily Caroline, sometimes done is better than perfect too. 100%, Matthew. I agree. I agree with that 100%. You know, when I first met David and we were going to Michigan meetups, he would say, get your website. And I couldn't wait until, I couldn't wait until my website was perfect. Otherwise I would have never gotten it posted. So it's true. Getting something done is better than perfect for sure. I think sometimes, we can use that as an excuse that you want it to be better, but you just got to get something done. Sometimes that's your website. And Tracy, I didn't even know you had a website, so I was happy to see that you do at least have a website posted. That's great. But I am definitely excited for that collaboration from a B2B perspective. What else is going on, guys? What do we want to talk about? We've got a few minutes left in our live. Our next live will be Friday evening. I had some requests on some different items for us to carry at Great Lakes Laser Supply today. I was talking to a couple of people on the phone. They want a couple other color choices for the Magna Chill. So I put in an order for some blue to silver. And what do you got? I love the color changing leatherettes. The brown to gold, the blue to silver, black to silver. But it's tough as a business owner. I want you guys to get things like this and be successful. So it's really hard to get those messages sometimes that something isn't working how somebody wanted. So that's why I've kind of tried to stay away from like the blue to silver and the color changing things, because they can be very frustrating getting them dialed in. If you don't have your leatherette or your koozie perfectly flat, it's very difficult to get those colors that you're trying to get. So against my initial judgment, I am ordering some color changing koozies. What other colors would you guys want to see? I've got the blue to silver on order. We'll have golf ball here, I think probably within the next week or so. We'll have the next shipment of flashlights coming in soon. I have gotten so many messages on flashlights. I feel like as soon as they get here, they're going to be gone again. So I've got the next order for flashlights in the manufacturing process. And I've messaged a couple people What do you guys think about the retail? I don't know if I have a flashlight sitting right here or not, but what do you guys think about the kind of retail packaging that the flashlight comes in? I could probably cut the price by about a buck 25, depending how it kind of pans out. If we go to a non-retail packaging for the flashlights, so I don't know how much you guys utilize that final packaging, but that is a possibility. So let me know if you don't care about that final packaging on the flashlights. Let me know because I could probably get that price down a little bit more if I just have it come in a generic white cardboard box. You saw someone post a request in the group for engravable magnetic bottle openers. Remind me of your magna koozies and thought that might be fun for you to add. Yeah, it's definitely true. I've thought about it. So I get things all of the time. I get a lot of samples from suppliers. I order samples. I order so many samples, and they're a lot of these are paid for samples, the things for me to try out. But for in my like my mindset when I'm getting hands on with something or thinking about carrying a new product, one of the first things I take into consideration is your profit margins. That's why with like the bookmarks, for example, that's why I was like, man, are people really going to want these bookmarks? Because I want you guys to buy something. I want it to be easy to engrave. I don't want you to struggle to get good results. And I want you to be able to have a good profit margin on that item. That's why, hat clips are something that I'm really passionate about. It's not that I think, the hat clip is the end all be all. Like this is the best product you have to have. I do sell some knives, Cindy, but the hat clip is awesome because it has great margins. It's quick, it's easy to engrave, and if you're selling at full retail one at a time, 11 bucks a piece. That's almost $9 profit margin. If you're selling, more of a wholesale to a baseball team, you can sell those for $6 or $8. That's $4 to $6, profit and a very quick and easy engrave. So a lot of the things that you'll see, like the Magna Chill and things like that, I want you guys to be able to have something that's unique, it's different, and it has a really good margin. You bought six recently and sold five of them my last show. Can you get any six-panel weatherproof hats? I need some. Would love to order from you. Cindy, I actually do have six panels. They are just not live on the website. Um, I approved my samples, and the first ones that came in are the baseball style waterproof hats. So I currently have 7-panel waterproof, and I have 6-panel baseball, not trucker style. So this is the trucker style that kind of has this high top, and I do have the baseball waterproof hydros, I call them. They are in. I just don't have them on the website, and they are awesome. The hydro hats are unreal, and the premium that you can charge for them at a craft show, I tested out $5 and $10 premium. So I was charging with a hat clip, I was charging, was it $46? $46 with a hat clip for a hydro, and it was no problem over and over. I had an order for 16 of them at a craft show. The hydros are really, really nice. Let's see. I missed some comments. Cindy, I'll shoot you a message after so you can see some pictures. And then they're actually list on the website. They're just not live. So if that is something that you wanted to get soon, I could get that a priority and get those posted on the website. Will CO2 engrave well on hat clips? That's how we started, Curtis. We started all of the guy stuff. We started with our CO2 laser, and it engraves great. Honestly, no issues. But it's more of an efficiency, productivity, being able to engrave live is where that fiber laser really comes in. Where do we post our packaging? Mine definitely needs work. But I don't know what you mean by post your packaging. I do have a couple of things, after talking with Catherine, I do have some things in the works for better final packaging for you guys. One of the things I have coming are boxes for wallets. I've gonna have two different options for boxes for wallets. I'll have the one that's just for the wallet, and that'll just be like $1 premium on the price of the wallet. And then I'm gonna have one that's gonna come with an additional clip and the screwdriver for that, and that's gonna be about $2 more. Um, spending some time with Catherine made me kind of reflect on our final packaging a little bit. So I want to step that up for you guys. That new leatherette worked out great. Thank you. I don't even know anything about that, Tracy, so that's good to know. Your CO2 didn't engrave well on the hat clips and really hard to line up. Yeah, Cindy, definitely. You need to have a jig. Um, there are some people out there that have some really good jigs. If you are doing a batch of them, cardboard works really well. So you'd literally put down a piece of cardboard. You can either cut through the cardboard and place them in the holes, or you can strike lines on the cardboard. And then being nice and level is really important. Let's see. You need to see the colors. I can order. Okay. I've got a decent amount of colors, Cindy, for those hydros. And they are, keep in mind, they are a baseball style and not the trucker style hats. They are sweet though. These hydro hats, I tested them for almost a year and really, really was happy with the quality, but not even just the quality, but the quality of the waterproofing. It's unbelievable. I took 13 trees down at a friend's house wearing a gray hat. Any guys or gals wear a gray hat and you're a sweater, uh, that's not a gray hat anymore. It turns dark gray real quick. Let's see. Larry says his CO2 worked great on them. PME. I appreciate that, Larry. Thank you for reaching out. Awesome. Thank you, Larry. We are all caught up on comments. So I will post some pictures of those hydros for you guys to see tonight. And when I get the listings live, I'll post in the Facebook group so you guys can check some of those out. They are really, really incredible. If you haven't tried any of the hydro hats, and here again, the reason why I love them, high quality, they work really well. I sent some out to testers probably over a year ago. And one of the funniest things was I am Steven Stubblefield, something like that. So he was one of my testers for these hydro hats. And I basically made these hats almost free for the testers. I don't remember the exact scenario, but it was like if you literally sent me an email saying that you loved or hated the hats, I would send you a $10 coupon for Great Lakes Laser Supply. So no email from Steven. I see him at UV Energize, and he's like, Blake, this is the best hat I've ever had. I haven't taken it off this whole time. I'm like, well, that would have been nice to know. So I kind of called him out on Facebook, because he never gave me any feedback on that hat. But the testers all really loved them. I really loved the hydros, and I might have one right here. Actually, I think I do. Let's see what we got. Oh, I don't have. I just have the 7 panel. So I'll show you guys. I don't have these listed at all, just because I don't like unstructured hats. But I have unstructured hydros. These just have not sold. I feel like it's a really niche market for unstructured hats. And then I've got an example of the 7 panel. So these were the ones I originally tested. So you guys are going to love these when you get your hands on them, but the waterproofing is incredible. So the 7 panel is a flat brim. Now I actually just give it a little bit of a bend, and I actually really like this hat. I like the way patches look on them. They look really unique, but the waterproofing on these are incredible. So I don't have one of the baseball style in front of me. But so this is one of the ones the color I originally tested. So for you guys that sweat a little bit, you can imagine what that gray looks like. I took down 13 trees with a chainsaw, hauling brush, and had no sweat mark. Hydro sounds awesome. Are you planning on adding more colors of the women's distressed hats? I feel like there's quite a few, Heidi. There's only maybe 2 or 3 colors that I don't carry, but I can carry whatever you guys would like me to. I try not, just like with our customers, when you're in that B2C space at a craft show, having too many options can be a bad thing. So I try to not only try to do the same thing for you, but I don't want you to have 14 different options for your customers so they don't end up making a purchase. So if you have specific colors you want me to carry, Heidi, I can definitely carry more than what I have. I love those women's hats. we tested many manufacturers and worked with this current manufacturer for those women's hats, and they are a great quality. They have the pony hole that I like the most. That ponytail hole, we've tested different styles, and the ones that we have are by far the best. The ones that customers have liked the best. Uh, Desiree says, I've been selling hats for 2 years and I've never had a request for unstructured hats. My husband loves the waterproof hats. Yeah, I agree. The unstructured, they're just I don't know. I think there's like that guy who plays tennis or something, stereotypical hat that they like to wear, the unstructured. It doesn't make any sense to me, especially if you put a patch on an unstructured hat. I don't know. It's just odd. Alfredo says, I need some. Hate how hats get ruined quick with sweat. Gray front, black is my favorite color combo. Well, cool. I will post some pictures in the group so you guys can see what the new hats look like. And then I will work on getting that posting live on the website so you guys can purchase some and get hands on. You guys are gonna love the waterproof. I'll have the trucker style coming right behind these. Um, it's tough dealing with manufacturing. I would have had to wait to have all of them together. So I find better luck placing kind of separating orders so that things don't take 6 months to arrive. But I'm going to get off, guys. The whole point of going live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:45 to 9:15, it makes it a little streamlined. It doesn't take too much time away from the family, and I can just have a nice structure. If you guys have some specific things you want to talk about, don't be afraid to start a thread in the group. Something you want to ask questions on, get some feedback in a good post, and then I can use that for things to talk about on Friday evening. But thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate you guys being here and being a part of our foundation. And we will talk to you guys soon. Cindy says she's gonna be ordering 3 dozen. I guess I need to get that on the website. But thank you guys. I really do appreciate all of you. I appreciate the interaction. I appreciate the questions. Don't forget, in the Facebook group, if you've got questions, concerns, post those in the Facebook group so we can all get involved. I believe in by helping others kind of help get to where you're at, it helps you to kind of grow to that next level as well. So that's what we've done in our laser journey, and I want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. Help someone else who's struggling, and that'll help you to get to the next level where you need to be, where you want to be. If there's ever anything I can do to help you guys, don't hesitate to reach out. Message me, post in the Facebook group. I always try to be as helpful as possible. So have a good night, guys. Make good decisions, and we will see you very soon on the other side. Have a good night. Have a good week.